How do you take the temperature of this team right now, having made the trip all over, night's sleep and everything like that, and won a game?
I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me, Josie. Like, are we happy where we're at? Are we disappointed?
Just the mental whole thing. I mean, this is not a normal thing you're going through.
No, I guess from that perspective, like it's been a different 2 weeks. It was nice to come home. I can tell you that. I think that was a smart thing on our behalf to come home and use the day to get organized and regrouped. We haven't skated in our building since we played against Calgary, two and a bit weeks ago. And but this road trip continues. It's just a strange one, and the building we're going into is not an easy place to play. So we've got a tough task ahead of us. We'll get that game, and then we'll worry about what happens here at home.
And as a follow that, you got a situation where Connor's got all five. You got 5 goals, and he's been in on them. There's questions about secondary scoring and all that, but you're in this situation. What do you do to lighten it up so that you don't have guys squeezing their sticks all over the lineup?
Well, there's stress on every team in the league at this time of the year. You have a very small window in your record. You can be one game under 500 or one game over 500, and you feel completely different. It's such a small sample size, and the scrutiny is immense at the beginning of the season. That's why everybody says it's important to get off to a real good start, and we're no different. So we're on the wrong side of the 500 ledger. We did not play well in Germany, in Sweden. Our game got a little bit better in Boston and got a little better in New York, so we hope we're trending the right way. And we hope to get back to that 500 point. So as far as keeping the spirits up and that type of stuff, I don't sense that there's a big drag on spirits in the locker room. We're catching the players doing things right. We're catching the players doing things wrong. We're trying to work with them. The spirit in the practice is pretty good. The energy level's up. So we've got to continue on. They're a smart group. They're not, they understand we've only played 3 games, and I know it'll get out there, all the coaches only talking about 3 games, and we've heard that before. It's about what we're doing and how we're trying to improve that we're really focusing on, and I've seen improvements in our team over 3 games. Now we don't want to give that back in Winnipeg.
Todd, it's a couple here. First of all, Drake Caggiula seemed to react pretty well from not playing in the first game of the season. What did you see him doing that he was able to make an impact on those games?
Well, in fairness to Drake, his camp was stalled right off the bat by being sick. And it took him a little while to get back. And then when he got back, I'm not sure that he went after it the way he needed to go after it. But there was a significant difference in his feistiness and his ability to check and create plays, to create open space for himself and for his teammates in the last 2 games than they were in the games prior to that. So he took the message and he delivered on his behalf, and our team was better for it.
And then obviously, a question about the Jets. They were good last year. They're expected to be good again. How do you counteract some of their firepower?
Yeah, they're a tremendous team right now. They were good last year, and they're probably even better this year. So their firepower is 4 lines deep. They've got some big, powerful defensemen that affect the outcome of the play. You'd like to play more in their end. You'd like to wear them down and take their skating ability away from them through forecheck. But, there's 29, 30 teams that try and do that on a nightly basis against them. Sometimes you're successful, sometimes not. But it certainly would be one of our goals is to make sure that they're expending more energy in their end than they are through the neutral zone in ours.
You're hitting a point in your schedule where you're going to take on some teams that are pretty high-end teams, teams close last year. Is there something in your game you want to get worked out to be prepared to have success in that string?
Well, we have to grow our game completely. Everything has to improve on a steady basis. We just played teams that are very good hockey clubs, and the strength of the opponent doesn't change how we want to play, how we want to approach our game and what we want to do. We're well aware of who we have to play against. We're also well aware that Calgary and Vancouver and Arizona have to play against these teams as well. Just so happens that ours are bunched together early in the year. Tough luck. We'll go play.
You spent some time at practice today. Looked like just D getting the puck up to the forwards and maybe want to work on that a little bit. What did you see in that part of your game, and what are you looking for?
Well, we worked a little bit on transition. We worked on forecheck. There was a lot of elements in our game that we worked on. I don't think you ever get as good a practice or quality of practice on the road as you do at home. So we had a little more time here to work some things through, to stop and talk about things, and thought we had a good day. Based on practice, we've set ourselves up to have a good game. Now let's see if that parlays into one.
What can Jesse Puljujarvi do to either get a little bit more ice time or move up in the lineup a bit?
What can Jesse Puljujarvi do to get more ice time?
Or move up in the lineup a little bit?
He's pretty high in the lineup right now. He's doing some good things with his line mates right now. So we'll keep him there.
Was it important to come back in Edmonton for the last day off? And was it planned since the beginning of the trip that you will come back before the Winnipeg game?
It was planned that we were going to come back. We debated this in the summer when we got the schedule. What are we going to do with the 2 days off after the New York game, especially with an afternoon game? And we felt coming home would be the best thing. Guys with families and wives get to see them. They get to tuck their kids in, take them to school on a Monday morning. Get organized, get your life in order. For a lot of the players coming back to training camp and then leaving again, they haven't been able to really establish themselves back in Edmonton. And it was good just to skate in our building one more time before we come home to play as well.
Could you speak to how Connor's handling himself in this situation with his teammates? Obviously, he's playing well. But, the leadership part of it and the captain part of it.
He's doing a tremendous job. He's... First of all, I think leadership comes through actions, and he's doing a tremendous job. He's played good games. He's been strong on both sides of the puck. He's trying to be responsible all over the rink and setting a good example for himself and his teammates. The secondary stuff is keeping teammates up, prepared, and ready, and he's been a good soldier as far as that goes. The liaison between the coaching staff and the team, he's done a good job of. And that's not an easy thing to do when you've got 3 new coaches. And I've tried to back off a little bit and give him some time with the new coaches as well so they can create relationships, but that's gone smooth. So he's delivered in the 2 weeks we were over in Europe.
You had Tyrati on the power play there today. Is that something you were just going to look at today, or is it something you're going to go with? And
Tyrati's been on the power play.
on the first power play.
We didn't practice the first power play today. We practiced penalty kill. We simulated what Winnipeg was doing, so we didn't practice. Then that should be your question. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your thoughts on your power play so far? It's
On our,
the back of the neck all times. Obviously,
we're getting around things here. We're starting to go.
you're gonna leave the power play the same. So you like how it's going, or do you like to see?
Well, we'd like to see, when we look at the power play, I thought it was much more dangerous in New York than it was prior to. Our weakest game, in my opinion, came against Jersey, although we scored a goal, and that was an individual effort. So it's improved as time has gone on. It's going to take a little while to work through it. But it was effective in New York. It moved the puck around good. There was a late power play where we went with a unit, and then we went and played a little more guarded by putting 2D on the ice. Went with a line, so that kind of broke things up as far as repetition and reps go. But the power play's had some good looks. It's come close a few times. You think a Nuge hitting the post and then the puck rolling along the line. That rolls in, and all of a sudden the numbers are looking really good. But we won a game the other night because of the power play, and we'll take that.
Todd, when might we see Koskinen start in goal?
Soon.
Possibly tomorrow?
No. Good.